All right, what's going on, y'all? We're about to get straight into this shoulders and tricep workout. So we're already warmed up with some around the world shoulder variations, like to hit the rear delts, medial delts, you know what I'm saying, all those things to open up the rotator cuff. And we also, because we're doing triceps, are pre-exhausted with about 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps tricep rope extensions to warm my elbows, because I find that when I warm my elbows before I do shoulder press, I don't feel as much joint discomfort. So if you're someone that deals with elbow pain when you press in, try warming up, doing some tricep extensions before to kind of help lubricate that joint. And it should help mitigate some of that pain. But anyways, we're doing our slow, controlled eccentric reps here. Again, the goals here is 5 sets, 5 reps, trying to really focus on controlling the eccentric portion as much as possible. So that's what we're doing here. All right. I got one more. So, quick tip when you do this, if you know, the goal here is to try and go as slow as you can, but you know, but you also want to try and get 5 reps. But if you're going and you notice that, okay, you get to like 3 reps, right, and you still feel relatively good, relatively strong, the last 2 reps really focus on slowing down that eccentric portion even more, right? Because when I started off, my eccentric portion on the first couple reps was a little bit quicker, but as I started realizing, okay, I got a little bit more energy in the tank, by the time I get to the 3rd set, I realized, okay, I can slow it down and really deplete everything by the time I get to that 5th set, right? So if you start off too quick, by the time you get to 3, you're like, okay, you know, I can get to 5 comfortably. Really slow down those last 2 reps, right? For all these sets. Set number 2. I've said this in previous videos, man, but slow eccentric reps are the hardest and most humbling thing. You think you're strong until you really focus on slowing the weight down, and then you really realize, oh my God, I have so much room for growth and improvement, you know what I mean? And, you know, since doing these, I've been feeling my muscles get pumped significantly quicker, obviously, because there's more constant tension, more stimulation. You're recruiting more muscle fibers, so it only makes sense, which ultimately is the goal, right? So I'm gonna keep repeating every video. If you're someone that's at the gym that likes to just rush through your reps up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, I promise you, let's say you're someone right now, when you do shoulders, let's say you work with, let's say 40 or 50 pounds, right? Let's say you can get 8 to 10 reps for a couple sets. I dare you and challenge you to use that same weight, but slow it down on the eccentric portion, count about like 5 seconds, or 3, 2, 1, press. I promise you, you'll only be able to get like 3, I say 2 to 4 reps, if that, right? Because the muscle's gonna be working so much harder, right? It's gonna get fatigued a lot quicker, which again, is what you want. So try slowing it down, man. I keep repeating it because, you know, some of you guys that's looking to grow or haven't seen improvements in your physique in months, that's why, because you are neglecting the eccentric portion of your reps. It's the most challenging portion, and I get it, because it took me years to understand the importance of it, you know what I mean? So trust me, and also your joints will last longer, and you're also gonna help yourself. You're gonna protect yourself in the long run, right? So, all right, this is probably the last set I'm gonna show you guys, but I'm gonna do my 5. But you guys get the idea. I don't need to keep filming all my sets. That was killer. So I'm just gonna start off, warm up with a 60, and then we're gonna go up to using hundreds. Good warm up, that felt good. So this is my last set, and instead of burning out with lighten the weight with and do more dumbbell overhead work, I'm gonna use a rope. We're about to hit our shoulders, those medial delts, or lateral delts, whatever you want to call them. And then we're going to go back to our overhead rope extension to burn out the triceps. All right, so, and with this variation here, those delts, we're not going to be going as high, right? Because with this particular variation, you'll need to go about like halfway up for you to feel the isolation on those delts. If you go any higher, the trap's going to be taking over, and that we don't want that. And for a lot of you guys, that's one of the main factors why your delts don't grow as much, because it's so easy for those traps to take over. Because remember, the traps can withstand a significant amount of load, right? Like that's why you see people struggling with so much weight, right? Because in that position, the traps can take a lot, right? So if you're using light weight to isolate the lateral delt, right? If you're not in proper scapular retraction, it's going to be easy for the traps and those neck muscles to take over, right? So In saying that, that could be the reason why your delts aren't growing as much as you like them to. So when it comes to your lateral and rear deltoids, the reason why they could not be growing is because when you're working them, the traps are taking over, so you're not actually getting adequate stimulation on those delts, and that could be the reason why you're lacking growth. Right? So make sure you go into scapular retraction first before you raise. See, like this right here, that's all I need. Yeah, that burn is crazy, right? You see, I'm keeping attention on them the entire time. If, when I was doing these, I went all the way up here to go lateral, to go parallel with my shoulder, the traps were taking over a lot. But if I keep it here, right there, right, you can see the activation on that medial delt. As soon as I go up here, you can see the traps gonna start to take over, right? Right here I'm good. As I start to go up, right, the traps start to get bigger and bigger. And that's where some of you guys are losing the effectiveness of your lateral delt work, all right? So screw it. I've done my main compounds for my tricep and my shoulders. So I'm just gonna superset these lateral raises with my overhead rope extension. So on the first set, I got 20 reps. So let's see if we can squeeze out 20 again. Even good. Okay, now I think that was 9, 10. I think now we're gonna utilize some rest pause, okay? Until we get to 20, all right. Deadly, 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 deadly. Superset, we're going to be doing this Facebook variation. This variation is nice because you get a really good stretch. Not only does it hit the rear delts, but it also hits the traps, and also those rhomboids as well too. So from your, from your upper traps to your mid back, this is really great for just hitting all you know, all those muscles in the mid to upper back, right? So I like the way I do these, I make sure focus on getting a nice stretch so it really pulls on everything, right? So check it out though. A little bit heavier. When I get that stretch, again, let's just feel everything opening up. Stretch. Squeeze. Killer movement. Favorite rope extensions. We're going to failure, but we're going to utilize rest pause once again because we're just trying to burn out here. Partials. Last set, then that's it for this shoulders and tricep workout. Okay, home stretch here. That's it. Shoulders, triceps in the books.